as a tax job, I had to be learning from you. I had to step into your foot as you did to now, but all the same, I think I pulled up the string and then I was just timing, waiting for you to come and then take over for me. And so you are here today, and then we'll be taking care of today's matches. Two matches more to go, and then semi-finals, crucial one. Ghana is taking on Burkina Faso this afternoon, and this is the first match or first semi-final match that we'll be bringing to you live on Max TV. Esther, looking at let's go or delve into the preview of the entire matches, the entire group stages up till now.
Well, Nafisa, I think we've had quite a very thrilling group stages so far as the WAFU Zone B under 20 Girls Cup is concerned, where we are hosting it right here at the Garden City, precisely at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. The group stages involving Group A, where we had three teams, the likes of the host nation Ghana. We equally had Ivory Coast and then Benin. But in the long run, it was Ghana that ended up being the victors who topped the Group A that we had. And then we equally had Benin, who equally topped with 3 points, whilst Ghana had 6 points. And then unfortunately, Ivory Coast needed to bid farewell to this particular tournament. And if you look at Group B, that we equally had the likes of Nigeria, Togo, we also had Burkina Faso in there. And then a team that all of us were looking forward to, that they were going to make strides, at least a bit of it was Niger. But in the long run, their stats couldn't come to the party. Niger exited the tournament without scoring a single goal. And then afterwards, they ended up conceding a lot of goals in all the three games that they played for Group B. But for Nigeria, they had 100% record, that is winning all their three games and then getting the 9 maximum points in Group B. Burkina Faso followed second with 6 points. So that tells you that in the group stages, out of the 9 games that we have played, we have managed to get at least a number of 43 goals out of these 9 games. This is quite a very, very enthralling and captivating stats altogether so far as the WAFU Zone B U-20 Girls Cup is concerned.
So as Esther said, Ghana also recording 100% record in there, also grabbing 6 goals, 6 points, and then plus 5 goals. And Nigeria yet to concede in this tournament, as they have also done 100% record, 3 matches, 3 wins, and then a lot of goals to their basket. But when it gets to the semi-finals, all those goals are being cancelled. We are progressing, and then we'll see how it gets to the finals. So Burkina Faso will be playing Ghana today, this afternoon, to see who will be the first finalist in the maiden edition of U-20 Girls B Cup that is happening in Ghana. Esther, follow-up questions. Which teams in the group stages pulled up the surprise, or which players or which do you think made up that pull up that surprise that you were not expecting from the group stages?
Well, let me say that in Group A, we had Benin making it at the expense of Côte d'Ivoire. To me, that was the surprise package that I had, because prior to this tournament, I was expecting Ivory Coast to come in strongly because they have quite a very good league as well. But unfortunately, Ivory Coast ended up exiting the tournament without even winning a single game. But they managed to score 2 goals when they played against Benin. So it tells you that Ivory Coast couldn't clearly live up to expectations so far as this tournament was concerned. But then again, in Group A, Ghana been able to win all those 2 matches and then scoring as many as 6 goals. And that was where this key player of Ghana, that is Mefi Nyami, who plays for Fit Ladies in the Women's Premier League in Ghana, had 3 goals for Ghana out of the 6 goals that he scored in the group stages. So for Group A, at least we had these 2 teams, Ghana and then Benin, making it out of this group. And then that is quite a different start altogether for Ghana, because to play 2 games and then score 6 goals, although others have scored over 7 in 1 single goal, you can't compare it to looking at the 2 opponents involved. And then in Group B, we had Nigeria recording 100%. We know that when you are talking of the teams that have a very vibrant under 20 women's team, that has to do with the Falconets of Nigeria recording 3 victories in all the 3 games that they played in the group stages. That is 100% record that they had. And there we have a different player altogether, Esther Okpeyemi Alakaji, who ended up getting 6 goals for Nigeria in the 3 games that she played. So this tells you that she had quite a different she has been sensational altogether for Nigeria, and how she really ended up ensuring that the likes of Esther as well, who plays for Nigeria, they had a different team altogether in order to spice up what they already had. And then in the same group B, we had a team like Burkina Faso that have this particular player who is expected to be looked up for, who has indeed done quite well for them. She didn't start their first game against Benin, and that is Angie Kelly, who ended up getting 3 goals in 2 games that she has played for Burkina Faso. She has indeed also excelled for Burkina on the other hand. So if you look at these 2 semi-finalists, if you look at all these 4 semi-finalist teams, that means all of them had some category of players that were really giving them the results when the going really get tougher for each of them. And that has been said of Esther of Nigeria, the same of Mefia Nyame as well for Ghana. We had Fauzia, to the goalkeeper of Burkina Faso, who was making quite good saves for them, looking at how the likes of Congo Adama were getting the goals as well for Burkina Faso. And then the other team, which has to do with Benin, they had their Tatiana on board, who equally scored the goals when they needed it the most. So we have quite a very good 4 strong semi-finalists, and this is what I'm really eager to look out for when the match begins with the first one.
So this is what Esther is talking about. When you look at it, the top goal scorers, all of them are still in the semi-finals. We have Esther Opeyemi Ajakai scoring as many as 6 in the first goal. And then you get Mefia Nyame also scoring 3. And then you have Naomi Adele also of Burkina Faso scoring 3, as Sebastian Flourish of Nigeria also having 3 goals. So these are the 4 girls who are shining, fighting for the good top goal queen, as I could say. I always say top king because we always deal with the men, but this time around is the queens, not the top goal scorer.
That's why others will prefer to just go for the top scorer.
Okay, so top scorer on the safer side or whatever it is. So the MVPs, and then you can see all of them in there. Nigeria, as we say, is a dominant when we come to West African football, with Ghana as well, because these 2 teams always, you see them always qualifying to the World Cup competition to the highest level. They were in Costa Rica, and as I said, so many of them who went to Costa Rica last season are still in the U-20 with Nigeria, the Falconets. So no wonder you can see that quality is still in there. Ghana is also in there, and then we'll see what will happen. But let's delve into today's match against Burkina Faso and then Ghana. Esther, looking at Burkina Faso, they have pulled off a surprise. We were not thinking Burkina will come this far. Looking at their physicality, the way they play, their defense through the middle, and then the attacking quality that they have scored. What are you expecting to see in today's match? Especially Ghana didn't begin well. Their first and second match, I wasn't so pleased with the way they played, but they managed to get that vital point. What are you going to see in today's this afternoon's match?
Nafisa, this afternoon's game is going to be quite difficult, very, very unpredictable. If you look at the team Ghana, the players that we have, even with a starting lineup of Coach Yusuf Bazigi heading into this game, he has opted for the 4-2-3-1 formation, and this is where he's expecting his 4 lateral defenders, the likes of Sarah Koulibaly. But this time around, one change has been made. Rose Boachua of Dreams Ladies is back with the team. She is starting at the expense of Abena Anoma Opoku for Ghana in the central defense. And then on the right, Ghana have Comfort Iabua, who has played all the 3 games so far for Ghana. She will be on the right. And then on the left is Hazakes Ladies, the nimble-footed player, and that is Fatimata Fuseni, who will be on the left flank for Ghana. in the first in this particular game. And then in the heart of midfield, we have Success Ameya of Hazakes, who would be the retriever in this particular encounter. She is the DM for Ghana. And we equally have a player like Wasma Mohammed of Northern Ladies, who has started all the 2 games that Ghana has played in the group stages. And then if you look at the right flank of attack for Ghana, Helen Alomenu of Siam Socrates is starting once again for Ghana in this game. Faiza Seidu is playing the central role as the lead attacker for Ghana, and then she will be assisted on the left flank by Ghana's one and only Murphy Anyame, who happens to be their top scorer. So this is quite a different setup altogether for Ghana. So if you look on the other hand for a team like Burkina Faso, where they have Fauzia to the goal post, and if you look at how they equally and always play very, very well, depending on their main player, who is Linda in the heart of midfield for them, and then Congo Adama together with Munifatu for them on the right flank of attack. It tells you that the 4-3-3 formation that their coach is using, Pascal is using in this particular game, tells you that he's going all out. And he has this particular player, Ali Matabellum, who equally happens to be their captain, who is very, very good as a captain, the central defender, but always ensures that she gets the goals for them. So it's going to be very tough for the 2 teams involved, especially because I will look at the fact that Ghana have conceded just a single goal in the 2 games that they have played. But that can be said for Burkina Faso, who have conceded over 4 goals. So this is a different thing altogether. Ghana has quite a shaky and a jolty defense, and I'm so much optimistic that that is where Coach Pascal of Burkina Faso will love to exploit very, very much on another together results. But I'm hoping that Coach Yusuf Bazigi might have, with the change that he has done, introducing Rose Boachua, will have a very resilient defense that would help Ghana another not to concede in this particular game.
So that is what Coach Yusuf Bazigi has done, changing just a person in the defense, knowing how threatening Adele Naomi is. We will have to contain that player on the pitch. If Ghana has to be wary of anybody, then we have to look at the number 15 jersey, Naomi Adele, who is a thorn in the flesh when it comes to the defense. So we'll have to be wary about that. But looking at them, they have changed a person in the person of Adama coming in Congo, coming in for the striking role. So they are in for the attacking force, that they are not taking chances at all. So this is how Burkina Faso will be lining up against Ghana. And as I said, Ghana has been a bit sluggish when it comes to their first and second matches, but they always manage with a win. This is how it's going to be. So this is the locker room for the home side, Ghana. We have Wasma Mohammed in the jersey, Sechiwa Amponsa, and Success Ameya, Ayoyem and Yeboah jerseys being hung nicely in the locker room. And this is Ghana coming up with a white jersey today on the field of play. So they have been wearing the white jersey all along. This is the arrival of the Ghanaian team coming to the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, and this is how they show up. They are calm, poised, and collected to make sure they pick all the 3 points away to qualify them to the first semi-finals of the WAFU B U-20 Cup maiden edition in that. So that is the arrival of the Ghanaian team coming into the stadium shortly. Ghana has been good, and when you are talking about U-20 in Africa, I'm saying Ghana has been another force to reckon with. Nigeria is also, that is Coach Yusuf Bazigi in your shot there. That's the Burkinabe locker room jersey, number 12, Alimata Abelem. Another player to watch out for, number 11, Daniela is also, Odragao is also in them. And we're seeing them, they are coming up with a green jersey with the red and the star on their chest. This is how Burkinabe also arrived at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. So you see them in the arriving jersey and the yellow top with a green pair of short pants to match with. So that was the Burkina Faso or the Burkinabe players arriving here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. They are also calm, relaxed, making sure they will have to face the host nation. How does it look like when you are facing the host nation in the first ever semi-finals on the home ground? It looks a bit tricky, but taking your chances, you can be able to do something. Let's see if Ghana or Burkina Faso, who makes it to the first edition of the WAFU B U-20 Girls Cup. That is a warm-up of the Ghanaian team. And you see them, IAM in there, Mariam Ponsan, this is the reserve. Players also trying, the first team or the first 11, Comfort also in there, Mefia Nyame also in the circle, trying to warm up nicely for this game. I hope they live up to expectation. Mefia Nyame in your shot is the top goal scorer in the Ghanaian team with the goals of 3 goals. And then the captain, Stella Nyamiche, with 2 goals, and Mariam Ponsa has 1. If we talk about Naomi Adele, who has 3 goals, Belem has equally a goal. The rest of the Burkinabe, Deborah with the likes of Alimata, Naomi, and then Fatima Hilbert, they also have 1 goal each to their sleeve. Angie Kelly also has another goal to their sleeve. So these are the goalkeepers, making sure they are all okay, alert, and make sure they defense or they keep a clean sheet. So these are the goalkeepers also making sure they are fit and to keep a clean sheet for today's match. The Ghanaians in your shorts warming up. So very soon, we'll be heading towards to see the first semi-finals of the WAFU Zone B Under 20 Girls Cup that is happening in Ghana at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. First semi-final match, Ghana taking on Burkina Faso. Still on the pitch, warm-up time. For the goalkeepers, 3 goalkeepers in your shots there. We have Afi Ameyaku, we have Deborah Brown, as well as Amina Ahamadu, the 3 goalkeepers. So that was the Burkinabe also warming up in shots. And their goalkeepers as well, physical, well-built, tall. When you see the Burkinabes, yes. Talking in terms of sizes or size, the Burkinabe are that tall, lanky. They remind me of my days when I used to play football in my time. So all is set for the first semi-final game between Ghana and Burkina Faso.
The stage is set for the thrilling semi-finals of the inaugural WAFU Zone B U-20 Girls Cup. Good afternoon, Africa. Welcome to the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, where this epic encounter will take place. It's the host nation Ghana versus their neighbors Burkina Faso. My name is Esther Abankwam, in the company of Nafisa Aduna Fatah. A sport is awaiting one of these teams in the semi-finals, but which of these countries will get that slot in order to be at the first ever grand finale of the WAFU Under 20 Girls Cup, which is indeed a maiden one altogether. And there you have the host nation, where all eyes are on them as they look forward another to ensure that their campaign is not stained, the campaign where they have made it a point to host and win. On this glorious Wednesday afternoon here at the Garden City, there you have the fans in their numbers in order to cheer their respective teams on to victory. But before we continue, let's observe the national anthems of the two teams involved.
Veuillez nous lever pour l'hymne national de Burkina Faso.
Let's remain standing for the national anthem of Ghana.
Et maintenant l'hymne national du Ghana.
Oppressors rule. That is the last, of course, statement in Ghana's national anthem. And this is a different kind of oppressors rule that they think that they need in order to surmount before they can make a headway and find their way through to the grand finale of this inaugural Women's Cup that has been organized by WAFU. Before we get started, let's take a look at the starting lineup of the two teams, starting with Ghana. Ghana have Afi Amenyaku in goal post for them, Sarah Koulibaly, Fatima Tafuseni, Rose Bwachua, Comfort Yabua, Success Amia, Wasma Mohammed, Stella Nyamiche, who already has 2 goals for Ghana, Mefia Nyame, who is having 3 goals, is equally starting, and Helen Alomenu, and then Faiza Seidu. These are the starting lineup for Ghana, who are all in white heading into this game, and that is the coach, Yusuf Bazigi. He knows this is a huge game, together with his assistant, Joe Nana Adakwa. How ready are these two teams, and what are they going to exhibit for us here? But the major question still remains, which team would find its way into the grand finale? The officials for today, in your short toss, been made. Who wins it? And that is a confirmation of all the referees who will be taking charge of today's game, a crucial one for the two teams. On the other hand, this is how Burkina Faso are equally facing their other counterparts, that is the Black Princesses. Fauziatu Rodrigo is in goal post for Burkina Faso. Alimata Belem, Cynthia, Diana Kabori, Clotilde Latifatu, Adeline Kabori, Linda Kiatiga, Munifatu Helbi, Naomi Adeli, who is having 3 goals, Angie Kelly Nayaga, and the Florentine, together with Congo Adama. These are the charges on the other half for coach Pascal Saugu, who is in your shot. This is huge for him. The only team that has managed in order to inflict a defeat on him was Nigeria when they faced them in the final group stages of this particular tournament. Burkina Faso in green, heading into this crucial game, which of these 2 teams will the odds favor?
This is all a set for both teams to see who makes it to the first semi-finals of the WAFU B U-20 Girls Cup, which is happening live at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium in Ghana.
Fauziatu and Yashod, she has conceded 4 goals in this tournament out of the 3 games that she has played, and she knows that this is huge game altogether for her. Burkina Faso are one of the teams that are having very vibrant leagues in the African continent so far as women's football is anything to write home about, and that is how they have made it the point in order to turn up to all other major tournaments. Helen Alomenu ready to be on the right flank for Ghana in terms of the attack. A player of Siam Socrates, she knows that this is a huge game as well on the other hand for her. And there, Congo Adama ready to get us started. Congo Adama started 1 game for Burkina Faso in the opening, and there we get started, and it is Burkina Faso who get us started in this particular game. Success with the first very timely interception for Ghana as they search forward. Mefi Nyame, the top scorer for Ghana in their 2 games in possession, ends up giving it away. But fortunately for her, Wasima came to her rescue in order to get the ball. They retrieve, and that is Sarah Kulibli of Army Ladies to Rose Wachiwa of Dreams Ladies. So Dreams have 2 players in this starting lineup for this game. Comfort Yeboah, but the pass aimed at finding Helen Alomenu was overhead. Goal kick, the first one for Fauziatu to effect, and that was the pass. Too much in Essex. Helen couldn't do anything about it.
Alimata in the heart of defense, making sure the ball goes over for the first goal kick for them.
Comfort Yeboah, success, manages to find her captain Stella Nyameche. Comfort Yeboah gets it, but today she is well been marked on the other hand by one of the most experienced players in this Burkina Faso setup, a player that has played over 4 seasons so far in the Burkina Faso Women's League, and that is Clotilde Latifatu for them. Comfort Yeboah with the ball, takes her time, finds Rose Wachiwa, and Ghana are not in a haste. Don't forget, this is sort of a knockout competition. Any team that ends up with the goals, that ends up being victorious, finds its way to the grand finale, whereas the other team that crashes would have to bid for the 3rd and 4th position. Great header by Wasma Mohammed for Ghana. Another throw being won in less than 2 minutes, and other 2 teams are looking for the loopholes in their respective setups in order to exploit and get the best of results. Pfizer Seidu's header going out of play. Both teams looking a bit unsettled in the early minutes, and we are yet to see the team that will come up with the kind of early immense pressure. Good interception once again by Success in the heart of Medford, and this is a player that won the MVP in their 2nd game when they played against Ivory Coast. Stella Nyameche with a very poor first touch, and that is Angie Kelly Nayaga Oli for Rose Wachiwan to get the ball and send it back to her captain Stella Nyameche. Mefia Nyame getting her first touch so far with this timely intervention of Alima Tabellum once again for Burkina Faso. They have quite a very compact defense.
Of course, it took Nigeria more than 20 minutes to be able to break through the defense of the Burkinabes, and this is what they are doing. They settle in very deep and make sure they dominate in the defense, allowing them to come out. They need to be very solid, either than that Ghana will punish them in the first instance.
Success to Rose. Stella Helen, the offender in this regard, for a challenge on Adeline Kabori of Burkina Faso. This is quite huge. These girls, proud to the game, all the two coaches involved have indeed been expressing their opinions, and we had Pascal of Burkina Faso who noted that definitely Ghana, they have the home support. He knows that is what they have, that he termed as the number 12 man on the pitch for Ghana. But then on the other hand, in his girls, he trusts that he can deliver for him. But will they be able to do that? Saying it is different, being on the field is when that matters most. Throw in, quickly taken by Lima Tabellum for Burkina Faso, with a follow-up been nicely done by Kabori. And there they try to find their first infiltration into the half of Ghana, and there they get the first goal. Burkina Faso on target in less than 5 minutes, and who else? Florentine gets the first goal for Burkina Faso in less than 5 minutes. That was the first precise and incisive attack that the Burkinabes have made. This is how it all started, right from their main player, Naomi Adali Kabri, their top scorer, who managed to find Angie Kelly, who set up on the other hand Florentine, who tipped the ball over goalkeeper Afi for them to get the first goal in this game. So after 6 minutes, the build-up by the Burkinabes was absolutely solid. Only for Florentine to tip it over to give them the precious lead. So Ghana 0, Burkina Faso 1.
Burkina Faso taking advantage and taking the lead in the very first 5 minutes of the game. Ghana looked shaky behind. The first defensive blinder being caused.
Helen Alomanu sent quite a very deep cross in, but Mefia Nyame, despite the fact that she tried another to get a head to it, couldn't. Mefia now with a lovely turn and forces a save out of goalkeeper Fauziatu with another follow-up. Narrowly missed, and they felt, the Black Princesses of Ghana felt that there was a handball, and that should have warranted them the spot kick. And it was Fatima Tafuseni who started the attack for Ghana. Managed to find, on the other hand, Mefia Nyame, who came out with that first lovely turn with a strike, only for Fauziatu to parry, and the follow-up once again by Mefia Nyame, and that was where they felt it has a deflection of the hand of one of the defenders of Burkina Faso. A header not on target. Comfort Yeboah, another chance of penalty. Referee having none of those protests by the Black Princesses. Another good cross in, floated in, followed up by Comfort Yeboah, and there it takes a deflection for the second consecutive corner kick as Ghana looks forward to get the equalizer. Wasma Mohammed to take this corner kick. She floats it in, another header, a diving one. Stella Nyameche back to Wasma Mohammed. A header was saved by Fauziatu. Despite the immense pressure in the last few minutes, Ghana couldn't get the equalizer.
Good delivery, good save by Fatima Fauziatu, which Ghana is now piling up pressure on the Burkinabes to see if they can equalize and see what they will be able to do. But I think they are leaving it too late. Is it too late, Esther, for them to be causing that kind of blunders to concede in the early 5 minutes?
Well, that is what football is all about. As the game began, and there, Comfort Yeboah with another, this one a low drive in. Stella Nyamiche steals the ball off. Comfort Yeboah once again, and it is offside against Ghana's Comfort Yeboah. This can't be termed to be quite too late, although they have conceded in the early minutes, of which none of the supporters gathered here were expecting them to have done. But in the long run, what happened the most was that the Burkinabes ensured that the loophole that they had, they made it count.
Good start for the Burkinabes. Let's see how they fare into the first 45 minutes. Is Ghana going to reduce it, or is going to be...
Faisal Seydou strikes, Fauziatu gathers. This is where it matters the most. Semi-final, with a slot in the final awaiting, and they've gotten a precious lead to give them that cushion. And there you would have all the different kinds of antics. But it's less than 10 minutes. In recent times, goals can even be scored in microseconds. Ghana with possession. Stella Nyamiche tries to switch play to set up Faisal Seydou. Too much of the pass shown over to Fauziatu, who gathers very swiftly. A lead that has no room for error, and that is what the Burkinabes are doing so much in order to curtail. And there, the player that started the attack once again, on the other hand, Naomi Adele Kabri, Stella Nyamiche, and Ghana would love to ensure that they keep to possession, dominate, and that is where they can be able to exploit all those pockets of spaces. Stella Nyamiche with the first good turn, runs into traffic. Linda with possession, and back to Naomi Adele, who is trying to replicate what she did in the first. But this time around, Rose does better for Ghana with a timely block. Adama Congo sends a good delivery. Rose heads it away. Corner kick. 10 minutes, Ghana 0, Burkina Faso 1. Corner kick for Burkina.
A first corner kick for Burkina Faso as they make their way to see, while they wait to see they can get their second goal of the day. Esther, Ghanaian defense look a bit jittery. The first incursion or the first move that they made resulted in a goal.
Corner kick flown in. Mefianyame, the unusual defender for Ghana. It's sent back, and Rose Boachua heads it off to safety, only for Florentine to have it back. Fatimata Fuseni to Wasma Mohammed. Wasma Mefianyame to Sarah Koulibaly. Ghana building from the scratch after conceding in less than 5 minutes. Comfort Yeboah. Helen for Ghana. Stella Nyamiche. Helen gives possession away to Burkinabe. Stella does what? Retrieve and recover possession for Ghana. And if you look at how very persistent the Burkinabes are when they get the ball, and very direct, the Ghanaians are not the same. They can't be termed to be in that same direction. They always seem not to be certain and precise when they have the possession. Mefianyame fouled Ghana to get the advantage of this free kick.
Esther, first goal has come, and Ghanaians are not in that kind of calmness to maintain their composure to see what they can get out of it. They are in a rush. They are now chasing to see if they are able to equalize on time. So it's not giving them the second chance to think. They are clashing. They are not communicating. they need to calm down and see what they are able to do with the ball.
Stella Nyamiche takes the free kick. Good save, but there it is. Ghana with the equalizer. Stella Nyamiche, the captain, coming to the rescue of Ghana. Game on, 1-1, runs into the arms of her coach, Yusuf Bazigi. She knew that this is a huge responsibility for her. And Fauzia once again fumbles, fails to gather at once. And she knows that she has indeed let her team down. But don't take anything away from this. Well taken free kick. Stella Nyamiche. She's just sensational. On target, Fauzia attempted to save it, but that wasn't meant to be. Ghana 1, Burkina Faso 1. Game on. Burkina with another incursion, but Afi does better this time around. Stella Nyamiche, she scored through a set piece in Ghana's opener when they played against Benin, and she has done the same in Ghana's third game in this competition.
Esther, this is what the problem of Fauzia has with against Nigeria. She's not able to grab the first ball. There is always a bounce back or a kind of deflection from her. I don't really know. So it hasn't been something new with the goalkeeper Fauzia. But this time around, she has to make sure, because if Ghanaians are able to exploit that kind of first touch, not able to grab, then they should be follow up. And this is what Stella Nyamiche noticed. Bounce in front of her, and then that was a goal for her, making her, that is her third goal of the tournament.
Game on. Ghana 1, 15 minutes. As Ghana 1, Burkina Faso 1. We are back to where we all started from, back to where we all began from. Semi-final berth of the WAFU Zombie U-20 Girls Cup, live on Max TV, made possible through IMAX Media, bringing to the doorsteps of all football-loving fans this wonderful display of football by Ghana as the host nation. Pfizer Seidu, Pfizer to Stella Nyamiche, but Belem Alimata is well positioned. Wasma Mohammed to Refia Nyame. Helen Alomenu delays in picking that pass. Fatimata gets it to Success, who strikes with a low drive, not on target. Goal kick for Burkina Faso. Just to remind you that this is a different tournament altogether, aimed at allowing girls who are under 20 years in the West African sub-region for them to exhibit their talent for all and sundry to see. And since it's an inaugural one altogether, 7 teams started this competition. We had in Group A, Ghana had Benin and Cote d'Ivoire to be in Group A. Group B had the likes of Burkina Faso, Nigeria, Niger, and Togo. But in the long run, it's only these 4 teams that have been left. Ghana come for the Abua. Stella Nyamiche, whether not hard to make it to. Misses by a whisker. Goal kick. But look at that build-up. The first was that precise pass from Success to Helen to Comfort Yeboah. Unmarked, Stella fails to put Ghana in the lead for the first time in this game. So the scoreline still remains 1-1.
1-1, all sets, game back to restart.
Helen to Mefianyame. It takes a deflection. Goalkeeper once again, Fauziatu with another howler. Corner kick. This is where they need to give a lot of such strikes. Helen to Mefianyame. Had it not been this deflection, Ghana might possibly be in front. Looking at the failure of Fauziatu to gather. Corner kick. The third of the opening game for Ghana. Mefianyame heads on target, but is saved by Fauziatu. Only 4 teams have been left out of the 7 teams that started. Ghana, the host nation, who are playing currently with Burkina Faso. Later at 6:30 p.m., Nigeria will square it off with Benin. Sarah Koulibaly enter finding solace in her goalkeeper Afi. Stella Nyameche to Faiza Seidu, and Faiza has Diana Cynthia Kabori to tangle with. A header manages to send a delivery in, but no player of the Black Princesses was like an intent in the half of Burkina Faso's success. To Mefia Nyame, Fatimata, and Wasma finds the feet of success. Throw in to Ghana in less than 20 minutes. Comfort Yeboah goes for the long throw. A header by Stella. Faiza Seidu. Mefia Nyame failing to increase her number of goals to 6 to 4 for Ghana. Rose Boachiwa with a good block. Stella Nyameche. Ghana building from behind, slowly trying to find fluidity and their passage of play. Helen gives possession to Florentine of Burkina Faso. Stella Nyameche to Mefia Nyame, and Mefia decides to go for the 1v1. Corner kick to Ghana. If you look at the telepathy between Stella Nyameche and Mefia Nyame, that you might say she ended up having a bit of Mefia Nyame in that clearance. Corner kick to Ghana. Can they score from this dead ball situation? Fatimata Fuseni, the nimble-footed player, is slashed wide. Goal kick. 20 minutes. Ghana 1, Burkina Faso 1.
Esther, knowing how Burkinabes are threatened in front, they should be worried, because if you are wasting all these chances and then looking at the attack of the Burkina Faso, any move that they make is that dangerous. They will have to make everything count. They will have to calm down the ball. Knowing the goalkeeper fumbles, you will have to be sending in that strike and drive and making follow-ups. I guess this is what the Ghanaians should be thinking at this moment, just to maintain that composure and making sure they take the lead and Burkina Faso not coming back, because it looks dangerous when you have the Burkinabes surging forward and doing that kind of runs.
Helen Alomenu for Ghana to Stella Nyameche with a lovely first turn and touch, of course. The ball has been retrieved by Mefia Nyame, who drops this time around to the right flag for Ghana. The Fed Ladies top scorer for this season, Mefia Nyame. As she delayed in releasing the ball, all that she was doing was just trying to find a teammate that was well positioned that can cause an upset. Mefia Nyame to success. If you look at Ghana's, the road that they had in order to find their way through to Wasima slips, manages to get back on her feet with this good drive across the face of goal. Goal kick. After taking a tumble, she managed to get up and come up with a strike just across the face of goal. If you look at Ghana's road to the semi-finals of this particular competition, in their first game they beat Benin by 3-0 at the same venue. Burkina Faso, Fatimata with good and very timely interception for Ghana. Stella Nyameche back to Mefia Nyame. Wasma Mohammed Ghana beating Benin 3-0 in the opening game, where they ended up getting Stella Nyameche, Mariam Ponsa, and then Mefie Nyame on target in that game. In their second game, they beat Ivory Coast by 3-1. And this is a particular game that ended up earning them 6 points in Group A, another to find their way through to the semi-final stage of this competition, conceding only 1 goal.
Good start for Ghana. They have come of age, they have stabilized now, and now they are pushing forward, making all the rounds. But as I said, they will have to make it count. They don't have to be wasteful, and they will have to be clinical, because the Burkina look dangerously, especially if you have Adele on the ball. She has that ball control. She holds on to the ball. She gives that accurate passes to make sure their chance of going top of the day is at stake, because she is the only person up front. And if you see Wachua complaining now, it means our defense is also going to be in a kind of trouble, as you see Wachua lying. I don't know whether it's a hamstring or she'll be okay to come up. Either than that, then we will have to have the next person taking over her position. She wasn't in the beginning of the last match, but here she is, and then complaining of injury.
After school, you can't miss such a game. That is why these students are here in their numbers. Avi Babayara Sports Stadium to cheer their young and, of course, all the sisters on to victory in this game. They know that this is crucial. This is huge. Rose Wachua, who is getting the first belt in this particular tournament. Before this particular game, she was on the bench, and it was Abena Anoma Opoku who was starting central defense together. She was then paired with Sarah Kulibli of Army Ladies, but coach Yusuf Bazigi opted for Rose Wachua because of perhaps her physique. Looking at the opponent that they were going to play against, that is Burkina Faso, he felt that having a bulky player in the heart of defense like Rose Wachua can do them a lot of good. And as such, if she's unable to continue, that will be a huge setback in terms of the plan of the technical team for the Black Princesses of Ghana.
I guess she's up and then all for it to go back on the pitch. They had a water break, and they will be going back for the first half. Esther, it's so far so good for both teams, scoring a goal each. Ghana conceding the second goal of the tournament, and then Burkina also. The howler from Foziatu wasn't something that they needed to do.
Burkina Faso, their road to the semi-final. This is how it all unfolded. In their first game, they beat Togo by 2-0. And that was where Monifatu Halbi, who has been neutralized in this particular game, had the first goal for them before Alima Tabelem made it the second goal for them to get 2-0 victory over their Togolese counterpart. In their second game, they beat Niger by 8-0. That was a different game that saw them thrashing Niger by 8-0, but they couldn't get a single goal when they played in their final game in the group stages against Nigeria. Nigeria's Super Falconets beat them by 3-0. So that is how Burkina Faso found their way to the semi-finals of the inaugural WAFU Zombie U-20 Girls Cup that is being hosted in Ghana. As we approach the 30th minute of this game, it's 1-1 apiece. Helen manages to get corner kick. Another that ball situation that Ghana can't capitalize on to take the lead for the first time in this game. They drilled only to be at par through the intelligence of their captain, that is Stella Nyameche. Corner kick. Mohammed floats it in. Wall trashed by Burkina Faso for another corner kick. So these are the set pieces that Ghana have enjoyed the most in the first period. That is the corner kick. Header from Alimata Belem of Burkina Faso. Corner kick. Wasma sent it back, and Alimata once again to the rescue before Naomi Adele. A strike on target for Ghana. Out of nothing. Success Amiya. This is a player that has this unique and exceptional trademark, scoring from such long range. And there she has done it for Ghana's Black Princesses. Ghana takes the lead for the first time in this game. After Wasma had sent in that corner kick, Balam before Naomi trashed, but the ball ended up on the feet of Success, who came out with his traveling strike. Well placed, and it found its way into the back of the net.
As the good clearance from the captain of the side was not that good. It landed just right on the foot of Success Amiya, who taking her chance, giving that long range strike. And then I'm telling you, when it bounces in front of the goalkeepers, it's difficult for them to be able to read the ball, because definitely when it bounces off you, it's really tricky, and then that is how they are able to get their second goal. But as I said, they need to be doing much more follow-up, because Fauziatu has shown that she is not able to grab once when the ball arrives at her end.
A well-placed strike. Ghana in the lead for the first time. 30 minutes. That is the trademark of a team that is determined, that is so anxious to ensure that its campaign that has been host and win is not tainted. Leaders doing it as they often do. Comfort Yeboah, throw in to Burkina Faso. This is a different game. Look at the fans. They knew that they can't disappoint them. We must commend the Black Princesses for having responded very positively. After conceding, they didn't give up. They knew that it was very early and that they had all the positive and encouraging signs to make amends, to come in strongly in the game, and that is what is earning them the lead for the first time in this game. 2-1 with this free kick won by Success.
Esther, they need to be piling on pressure, and then as time goes on, they'll be able to settle, because if you are not able to take your chances, definitely it dawns back on you, and then you'll be in a rush to make sure you reduce your deficit.
Rose Wachoa for Ghana. 2-1, 3 goals in the first half after 31 minutes. Free kick to Burkina Faso. Rose Wachoa of Dreams Ladies. She commits that tactical foul, knowing how very slippery Congo Adama can be when she's allowed to have that space in front of her. Wasma Mohammed to comfort Yeboah. In the group stages, 43 goals were scored out of 9 games, of which of these 9 games we had 6 home wins and 3 away wins. So this means that if the stats are anything to go by, Ghana might end up being victors in this game because they are playing the home side. Sarah Koulibaly to Rose Wachoa, and Ghana, after getting the lead, are trying to take their time and then ensure that they launch an attack at a very good stage. Faiza Seidu. And Faiza Seidu hasn't really been transformational up front for Ghana, and both all the games that she has started so far for the Black Princesses.
I see her as the top striker or the one leading the attack. But anytime you see her drifting to the wings and she joins Stella Nyamiche, is it Stella? No. Mafia Nyamiche on the right hand side, and then it's difficult for Mafia to operate unless there is a switch that Stella has to cut in to make sure she places herself in that position to make it count. But Fozia has been a passenger, if I could say, in this very first half that I have seen her.
Naomi to Congo Adama, and Burkina Faso are looking forward to surge and penetrate the half of the Black Princesses, but the defenders have helped the team. Congo Adama, Congo finding Monifatu, who hasn't been herself. In the first game, she was very, very clinical and lethal, both in the heart of defense, in the midfield, and up front for Burkina Faso. But she hasn't really settled fully in this particular game. Stella Nyamiche brought down, free kick to Ghana, and this is where it is well positioned. Stella can pull one of her strikes once again and ensure that she extends the lead. Stella Nyamiche already on 3 goals for Ghana, and Stella is a coach, a CAF licensed D coach who is currently pursuing her CAF license C as well. So this is a player that really understands the game itself, having graduated as a coach less than 18 years, living her dreams and playing for dreams, ladies. This is a tournament that if she's able to lead Ghana for them to win this inaugural title, will live with her. It will be an album of memory that she would have with her for years and generations to come. Stella Nyamiche with a chance to extend Ghana's lead. 35 minutes. Stella Nyamiche, Naomi Adele Cabri blocks for Burkina Faso. Congo Adama. Congo finds the feet of Angie Kelly Nayaga offside against Naomi Adele Cabri. She herself knew that she was in an offside position, and as such, when the ball came, she was a bit reluctant to go for it. So that was when she fell into the offside track, of course. Success gives the ball away to Linda. Naomi Cabri. Naomi to Congo. Burkina Faso on the offensive. Success intercepts. Stella Nyamiche, who drifts to the left. Pfizer sent the ball back to Stella, and Stella is dazzling up front. Corner kick. It's always difficult to describe this wonderful teenage player, Stella Nyamiche. Look at that fluidity that she has. Pacey, precise, direct. Stella, corner kick to Ghana. And Burkina Faso, they have Congo Adama, their striker, who is in a discomfort state. But the fans would not waste any time at all. They have to be merry. They are enjoying themselves because their team has given them the results. Corner kick. Stella Nyamiche decides to take this. Stella sends the corner kick in, a header by Helen. Not the best. Comfort Yeboah sets up Success on target. Another difficulty by Fauziatu to gather at once. What is it with Fauziatu? With this very pertinent, repeated mistake that she makes. Comfortable was set up success, who wanted to replicate what she did earlier, but this time around Fauziatu gathered.
Esther, I don't know what is happening to Fozia too. This is not happening once, twice. In the game against Nigeria, that was the mistake that she kept on repeating. And I'm not sure if the technical bench hasn't seen or there's no any better goalkeeper more than her that she has to be in the goalpost. Proud to this match, she wasn't that okay, but when the lineup came, I was surprised to see her in goalpost. And I said to the Ghanaians, if they really want to score more goals, they need to take advantage of what Fozia 2 has been doing in goalpost. And yet they are doing it, but Esther, they need to take much more advantage because when the Burkinabes are moving, they are dangerous.
Comfort the Abua, 40 minutes approaching on the clock. Comfort the Abua to Stella Nyameche, and Stella has the two captains in a tangle, Alima Tabelem and Stella Nyameche. Congo Adama runs into traffic. Rose Bwachewa getting her positioning right. Managed to steal the ball off the feet of Congo Adama when she wasn't expectant. 40 minutes, Ghana 2, Burkina Faso 0, Burkina Faso 1. The scoreline was indeed turned around. Ghana with a chance to extend their lead. Mefia Nyame, Mefia, deflection. Mefia's first touch wasn't the best, and she realized that Stella was well positioned. Sent her the ball. That was the first touch by Mefia Nyame before she found her captain well positioned. But this block there by Latifatu of Burkina Faso denying Ghana the chance to extend their lead of making it 3-1, and now to have a very good cushion before the first period ends. Corner kick, Stella Nyameche to effect. A good one flowed in. Comfort the Abua to Wasima, but that was an indecisive strike. Another one on target for Ziatu. Struggling just as she did. And this strike this time around was coming from Rose Bwachewa of Black Princesses. After getting her first control right, she attempted to get a goal, but that was punched away. Another header on target this time around, well done by goalkeeper Fauziatu. So Ghana probing and asking the right questions. Stella Nyameche's delivery of that corner and the header that was saved by Fauziatu.
Good cross whipping by the captain, equally a good header by Mefia Nyameche, but this time around Fozia to make sure she doesn't dirty herself in goalpost. Nice build up. As what I'm seeing in the Ghanaians, they are a bit sluggish when they are attacking on the ball. They don't attack the ball, they rather get themselves relaxed when they are receiving the ball. They need to attack the ball, they need to make their runs, they need to be serious on the field of play. And it seems they are not getting things done. They are leaving and giving a bit more space for the Burkinabes to operate. If you have their advantage, putting all that pressure on the Burkinabes, asking questions, and you are not being clinical, then there's a question mark upon how you are going to make it count, because definitely you need goals to make sure you are relaxed and settled so that you can be defending. Because anytime there's pressure on Ghanaians, they find it difficult to be able to defend their line. So if you have the opportunities and glaring moments, chances upon chances, and you are being wasteful, Yusuf Bazigi has a lot of pep talk for these girls in the second half.
42 minutes with just 3 minutes to end the first period of the game. Faiza Seidu, in a word with Helen Alomanu. Clearly, she's unhappy. She couldn't get the pass as she rightly anticipated for Pfizer Seidu for Ghana. Mefia Nyame, Black Princesses. Success. Rose Boachua. But Rose ends up giving the ball away to Naomi. Burkina Faso. Angie Kelly to Congo Adama. But Success retrieves for Ghana as they take their time. Fatimata Fuseni to Wasama. WAFU Zombie U-20 Girls Cup live on Max TV, a broadcast that has been watched by all the sub-African countries that have participated in this tournament, including those that even hesitated in the group stages, the likes of Togo, Niger, all of them, and Ivory Coast leaving the tournament, for it to be left with only these 4 teams. Success to Stella Nyameche. Referee Stella wanted the spot kick, but referee felt that that wasn't too much of a contact that could have earned her that penalty kick. 45 minutes, Ghana 2, Burkina Faso 1. As we await the number of additional time from the 4th official. Comfort Yabua, Pfizer Seidu, but there weren't any Ghanaian player lurking around. Fatimata Fuseni. Fatimata with a good one in, and Fauziatu gathers. 3 minutes confirmed additional time before the opening half ends. 3 minutes for Ghana to extend their lead. 3 minutes for Burkina Faso on the other hand to get the equalizer and be 2-2 apiece. Mefia Nyame for Ghana. Mefia to Helen, who is now no longer on the flanks. Fouls Adeline Kabori. She's fortunate not to have been brandished with a yellow card, because that was a reckless tackle. Alomenu, but referee didn't spare the rod. She has brandished the first yellow card to Helen Alomenu of Ghana, just when she found herself in a different position. She ends up getting a yellow card for that tackle. Mefia Nyame to Stella Nyameche. Wasma Muhammad of Northern Ladies to come for the Abua of Hazakes Ladies. The ball had already crossed. Go in as the Burkinabés are anxious to get the equalizer before the first half ends. Adama. Stella Nyameche for Black Princesses. Back to Comfort Yeboah. Pfizer Seidu leaving it for Mefia Nyame, and Pfizer heads it. Mefia Nyame motions forward, manages to get possession, and Mefia Nyame gets corner kick, of which Ghana has enjoyed the most, getting the lion's share of those corner kicks. Latifatu was the one who ended up with the last touch, and in Ghana another corner kick right on the stroke of half-time. Stella Nyameche to take Sent it in. Diana Cynthia Kabori nearly scored an own goal. All the deliveries of Stella Nyamache have been spot on. The corner kick was even taken when Fauzia was out of a goal post. Another one, this time around Fauzia doing things right. Punching it away to safety, but the referee haven't seen enough. And proceedings for first half here at the Babayara Sports Stadium. Success Amiya. And your shot. She had the second goal for Ghana after Stella Nyamache had gotten the equalizer through the dead ball situation. So it's all over for the first half. It's Ghana 2, Burkina Faso 1.
Max TV, sports, entertainment, and more.
Hey, catch it. Don't pass you. I don't want anything to go wrong on my baby's day. Yeah, in fact, what's Shamani Munyam? Hey, subhanallah. If it is,
I'm already wearing a pad. Can I relax? No, my day is ruined, you guys. You don't understand.
Take this.
Everyone is talking about it. It has a super soft cotton feel.
I've lived and need, but not you, my daughter. This is Reflow sanitary pads. They are heavy pads, have 4 wings to prevent leakages.
Once the Reflow Senkai, it's up to 10 hours of absorbency. The diapers are what JJ uses.
And one I'm a debua uniano manu na a strong cra. See.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. As an international journalist and actor, my health is my priority. Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar in terms of my health. Let's hear what others are saying about Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. Sister, please, let him talk to you. Who will be careful Endpoint one?
Chesenami and Kasami problem is room. Intina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chese na nya asem ketewa na me kwan point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo meduro me fae no ene ma won kra mienu foforo kwa na mkwan mu a eba ti ani je dia ba fie pa.
You heard everything yourself.
Me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko Endpoint o mama nuru a ene ne ho eden a watimi asori anante.
That's Endpoint for you. Of Acrobato. Hello. Hey, Oshisho what che? Okay. A free bra would the Endpoint what dance. I'm a choir no. Me Jones sama na enkoyie and person na my emre nyina na magina sabema na me be fear for there e ho na nyina jaresa. You heard everything. I have secret. Endpoint is my secret. Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. I'm free.
Afei na twere ensem a ese moni dua na ba mfa na haban ensa yale na abamu. Dr. Tam da so ama oyalefuo bia nya enida so se ne yale befire ne so. Wo ebra wode nani akyerem wo medimafo heba clinic. Oyalefuo ba ho na ohye na ebra empa ho. Gise de wawuo ana wasie no nko na ontumi. Abubuafo enante anifrafo esna panie. Stroke, diabetes, pressure ne yale enkan ne nyina aye entetia case. Wasiesie na yaresa bia ho kama. Doctor se fakakra bi beje wayaresa wo Kumase abuakwa ago. Oyalefuo bia kaise udimafo ye medimafo heba clinic. Dr. Time Naso.
Gainike yede nchia stronko free Iona Pharmacy mamunyina. Yede Gainike syrup aba. Gainike eboa eyi afichikro emu haw ahodo te se afichikro emayi de etutusi basabasa ene afichikro mu yaw ahodo ni nyina efiri hokra. Gainike boa ema atenka akofem no san peja ne mu yie pa. Gainike boa yema menomu a wanya menopause. ɛho haw ahodoɔ te sɛ honam a ɛhyehyew na ɛyerayerawoɔ no abufuo atete ɛne deɛ tete saa no nyinaa Gynike brɛ n'ase koraa ɛduro yi nkɔda a wɔn mfie edumienu ntumi mfa bi wobɛnya bi ɛwɔ pharmacy license chemical shop ana herbal shop a ɛbɛn wo mu pendodo atu a frɛ Iona pharmacy Gynike ɛbɛyɛ wo dɛ FDA ahwehwɛ adwadie nkratoe mu agye atum sɛ ɛyɛ
Sorry anopa enam se me de nafa lady clean siesie me ho nti no eni chi a me de sorry efri mpam eye sonko adwuma mu nso metumi keka me ho eye adwuma yie sane yese enam se me de nafa lady clean eni siesie me ho so people adwuma keka odi befie edem mi stretch kra enam se me de nafa lady clean ene siesie me ho nafa lady clean eye feminine hygiene washer eboa esiesie oba wahimfie omra wontin carbon bia nafa lady clean feel confident with nafa lady. This advert has been vetted and approved.
33 for Burkina Faso, 8 shots on target for Ghana, 2 resulting in goals. 1 for Burkina, and the only one that they had resulted in a goal as well. 11 corners for Ghana, 1 for Burkina, 1 offside apiece for the two teams. 7 fouls committed by Ghana, 6 by Burkina Faso, 1 yellow card for Ghana, none for Burkina. And the two teams were so disciplined enough not to have gotten any red card. So first half ends, Ghana 2, Burkina Faso 1.
Welcome back to the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, where Ghana lead the Burkinabe by 2 goals to 1. It was the Burkinabe who grabbed the early minutes. In the 5th minute, Florentina scored the first goal for Burkina Faso. And our side, it was the captain, Stella Nyamiche, who had that long free kick drive, equalizing, and then Success Aminya also giving the belter to make Ghana lead 2 goals to 1 here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. I have here the goalkeeper's trainer, Coach Raymond Funny, to discuss the first half with Coach. First impression, the very first 45 minutes.
Well, it was also impressive because we are squandering a lot of chances, and our guests look a bit reluctant. And I must say that we didn't anticipate that they would play like this, because we know that because our camping period was very short, the results there will get, but we will not get the cohesion and that free flow of football. But it's a bit, it is a bit lower than we are expecting.
Burkina Faso has been a big tricky side when we are playing them. When you look at their physicality and then their strength that they use in playing, at least Ghana should be worried about. We haven't had a good start since our match day 1 with Benin and against Cote d'Ivoire. And it's showing against Burkina Faso. What is wrong with the team?
Yes, like I said, we started camping 4 weeks ago. We did a screening and then we selected some few because there was an ongoing league. So we were not able to groom them. The first team that played the first match, I think we played a friendly match, and those were those who started. So we are using the same team to play, and it is gradually coming. But the pace with which we are expecting that from match day 1, day 2, they should have progressed. Is unfortunately, it is not showing.
The first 5 minutes, Ghana wasn't so organized behind that we got punished. Our defense has been our problem since we started. What is the pair up, or why are we not getting that combination right for the Ghana defense?
Unfortunately, before the pre-technical meeting, Coach Bazigi, he told the guests that this is the weakness that he has seen, so we have to cover up. But unfortunately, it was the same mistake, and they took advantage and they had a goal. But like I said, it is now that the team is gelling, and having the centre-back pair, we are struggling. Because we played with Anoma Opoku, and then she got injured, so we have to bring on Rose. She's playing well, but she's not like Anama Opoku, honestly.
Dealing with the physicality and the height of the Burkinabes, don't you see Rose Bache has that kind of body to make sure to tame the Burkinabes down when they are surging forward?
Yes, she has the body. Maybe the boss in the air, she can challenge. But like you saw in the goal that we conceded, the ball was passed by her. They just passed by her. She couldn't do anything.
Was it no miscommunication between the goalkeeper and then the defenders?
Not really. The distance between the goalkeeper and the defenders was about 8 to 10 meters.
So why was the keeper moving away? Because once you are coming out of your box, you have to make sure you are getting to the ball. But she wasn't able to reach there. That's why I was asking.
That was, honestly, the goal was a mistake because I, being the goalkeeper trainer, I have been working on this 1v1 situation.
Did she call for the ball in that situation?
I don't know whether she called for the ball, but it was a through pass.
Yeah,
so I don't know whether she called for the ball.
Because before a goalkeeper could move after your box, heading towards the ball, and looking at the posture or the demeanor of the defender, meaning I assume from my point of view that maybe she might have called for the ball. That led to that miscommunication.
No, from where the ball was kicked, she has to come out. But she has to be in line with the ball. She shouldn't have gone down for the girl to chip the ball. She just stand on her feet and then she will push the ball to the touchline.
So was it the smartness of Florentina to chip the ball, knowing the position?
She's very, very intelligent. Very intelligent.
Looking at our goal that was scored, and then the rebounds of Success Amia, the positioning, the first touch, and that bounced goal that went in. Was it saying, is it a lack or it was well-constructed goal?
Well, every goal is a goal, but it is not well-constructed. The goalkeeper was not so good. If it should have been a very good goalkeeper, that goalkeeper would have saved the ball. But it is a goal.
We have found a loophole in their goalkeeper. The defense is a bit okay, but the goalkeeper has been the problem. Why is Ghanaians not taking advantage? Because you've been asking questions, but they seem reluctant when they get into the box, keep their body composure and make sure they're buried. But they've been in a rush all the time.
This is what you could see Basigi telling them, calm down. Like this ball, for instance. Just bat the ball into the net. I'm surprised of Mafia.
Her first touches in the box when it comes to ball, is it judgment or decision, or her first touch has let her down?
Yeah, her first touches. You could see the other match too, there was a pass also. Her first touches were poor. Honestly.
So what are we looking forward in the second half for the Ghanaians if it should be like this, meaning they will be the first semi-finalists of the competition?
Well, we have to score more goals, not because we need goals to qualify, but that will help boost the morale of the team. We are playing well, but not the way we the technical team, are expecting. If we should qualify, we are going to play against Nigeria. And they are a good side. I must say they are a good side. You know, the Burkinabes, they are very tactically disciplined. But we have been able to break through those tactical defensive play that they are playing. So maybe it will go well against Nigeria.
Looking at the Burkinabe, Adele, in the heart of striking ability, she's been able to hold on to the ball. She has been a ton of flesh in the Ghanaian defense when we talk about it. How are we going to control it? Because when they are surging forward, they are dangerous.
Yes. She's, for me, this tournament, she's one of the best players. She's a very good player. So simply we are going to plant a woman on her so that when they want to find her, she will track her down so that she will not have that space to do a kind of maneuvers that she's doing.
She's been slippery a bit. She doesn't start at one particular place. So you find her in the defense. Definitely you find her moving to the midfield. When she gets the ball, she's so difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
Looking at Rose, looking at Fusena, and then the likes of, are they able to deal with her? Because getting her, she's been winning all balls and then getting fouls in around the box.
That is where I think we are having a little miscommunication. But coach has already assigned Rose to be on her so that Success will be in front of her. But unfortunately, she's marking, giving her space. So maybe second half, she's going to close up the spaces so that she will not be able to turn and attack us.
Shall I put you in your corner? What will be the final prediction in the next 45 minutes? What are we seeing?
Well, I'm expecting that we will add three more goals to this goal so that it will be 5-1 by the end of the day.
So the goalkeeper trainer of the Black Princesses, Raymond Funny, is expecting us to go in for another 3 goals, making it 5-1 in favor of the Ghanaians. Were they able to do it, or what are we expecting in the second half? Coach Yusuf Baziki is in the position to make sure we qualify to the first ever edition of the WAFU B Under-20 Women's Cup of Nations. We'll be going to the next 45 minutes, and Extra will be taking us through the next 45 minutes.
U-20 Girls Cup live on Max TV. A clash involving host nation Ghana and Burkina Faso. The first half, an eventful first half for the two teams. Ghana, after trailing, managed to get the equalizer and ensure that it took the lead for the first time. And that was all thanks to the exploit and the sensationalism of this particular player. Very good, Sterling Amateur, who was very superb in the opening half, getting Ghana the needed equalizer at a very good time before success restored Ghana's lead. Substitution for Ghana, Rose Boachua, who had her starting bet in Ghana's starting lineup in this particular tournament, paves the way for Comfort Owusu of Hazakes Ladies to replace her. Tactical substitution by Coach Yusuf Bazigi. What did Pascal tell his girls? Pascal of Burkina Faso. Will those pep talks be put to good use by his players? The next 45 minutes will let us know. And here we get started. Ghana all in white in the second half, playing from right to left. The away team, Burkina Faso, in green, playing in the second half from left to right. Would Ghana be able to continue from where they left off after that immense pressure that he piled? Helen Alomenu, Fauzia too, reading through and sensing that danger, came out of her goal post very swiftly to ensure that Ghana doesn't get the opportunity to extend their lead. And that was when Helen Alomenu of Isiam Socrate had to go for that ball. Success been given a word of caution. This is a verbal caution for that challenge on Congo Adama of Burkina Faso. Already Ghana has one booking, and that is Helen Alomenu in the first half. And that has been the only booking in this game. The fans would have to continue enjoying themselves. They are in a static mood. They deserve to, because their team have taken the lead in this game. Semi-final for that matter. Angie Kelly, but she ends up running into traffic. Florentine Munifatu couldn't get the ball well enough for Burkina Faso. Helen Alomenu to Mefia Nyame of Ghana. Wasima to Comfort Owusu, and Stella Nyame gets it, raises her head, but her pass is blocked. She makes amends, get the ball back for the Black Princesses, and this is Wasima Muhammad. She strikes from a long range. That is what football is all about. You make it a point to see where those pocket of spaces are, to realize where the weaknesses of your opponent are, and put it to good use in your favor. And I'm so much optimistic that the technical team of Black Princesses have seen the weakness of Fauziatu, who fails to always gather in her first attempt. They wanted to put her to test and see if she would fail just as she did in the first half. Throw in. 3 minutes after recess. These teams, both of them, with the one leading Ghana, talks of re-strategizing, regrouping by the Yusuf Bazigi-led technical team. On the other hand, Coach Pascal of Burkina Faso, there definitely have been talks of getting into the game, doing a lot of pressing, getting and holding on to possession and ensuring that you lure the defenders out of their positions. And that is the only way to get back strongly in this game. Matthew Nyame, Angie Kelly, and Ghana gets free kick. And that was that clip by Moni Fatu on Matthew Nyame. Free kick. 2 players are behind. Mohammed and Stella Nyameche on target. Fauziatu with a second attempt, ensuring that her team is still in the game. And that effort, a very long strike there for Mohammed of Northern Ladies. Fatimata Husseini, Sarah Kulibli of Army Ladies, proving the reason why she has started all of Ghana's games so far in this tournament. Even when she is not on her feet, she makes it a point to retrieve the ball, which is very, very important. Possession, it's what gives you the ability and the edge over your opponent. Helen Alomenu, throw in. 50 minutes, and Adelaine Kabori together with Latifatu. These 2 defenders are really fumbling to deal with this pacey winger of Black Princesses. Helen Alomenu throw in, and Fatimata Husseini has fancied the long one, the long throw, manages to get it into the half, but Alimata Belem of Burkina Faso, the captain, she was on target in their opening game. After failing to score from the spot kick, made amend and get the crucial goal. Faiza Seidu of target, goal kick for Burkina Faso. And Faiza Seidu is yet to score in this competition. She had 15 goals. That was the strike that she missed. It wasn't on target. She had 15 goals in Ghana's Women's Premier League in the just ended season. But just to give Ghanaians some sort of encouragement, for you to know that you have quite a very rich bench as well. The top scorer in the Women's Premier League for Ghana, Mariam Ponsa of Ampem Dakwa Ladies, is on the bench, awaiting to be introduced. Ghana has a very good bench, and so do the Burkinabes. Corner kick for Ghana. Will they get a goal from this?
First corner kick in the very first half for Ghanaians. They are now probing, they are now pushing, asking right questions, knowing the mistake Fauziatu is capable of making. They need to send in as many balls into the box and see what they're able to do.
Ghana with a chance to make it 3-1. Mefia Nyame, although she had a flash through that header, it wasn't on target. So the scoreline remains the same. Ghana 2, Burkina Faso 1. If you look at those deliveries from Wasima Mohammed and Stella Nyamiche, there you would realize that Ghana have a very good set piece takers. And that was the goal that was scored. Adama Congo is substituted. She is replaced by Daniela Odrago. And this is quite a huge response as well from Pascal, the coach of Burkina Faso. He knows that he needs to get the equalizer before Ghana extend their lead. Mefie Nyame strikes. Another committed block, this time around from Diana Cynthia Kabori. Sarah Koulibaly nullifies that attack and threat from Burkina Faso.
Good play by the Burkinabe, surging forward to see what they are able to do instead of
throw in 55 minutes. Ghana 2, Burkina Faso 1. And the clock keeps ticking. Throw-in taken by Latifatu for Burkina Faso, and Ghana clear their lines. Faiza Seidu for Ghana. Good retrieve by Diana Cynthia Kabori, who was subsequently fouled. And this is a foul that the referee might be lenient with Helen, because if another card should come, that means it will be early shower for Helen Alomenu, who is already on a yellow card.
I guess Basiki will have to notice that and make the changes, because where Alomenu is operating is that really slippery for her that she's been cautioned for the first time, and then it wouldn't take it lightly. The referee overlooked at this one. I don't think she'll be lucky the second time.
Comfort Owusu with a chance to extend the lead. Good first touch. Comfort Owusu misses. How was this possible? Unmarked, not under pressure. This should have been goal bound. She had her run perfectly then. Took her time with the first touch, raised her head to even see where the goalkeeper was positioned. But that final delivery was awful. This should have invariably been on target.
I guess Comfort was selfish on that opinion, because Faiza was running through that she could have laid up the pass for her to just tap in. But just a wasteful opportunity is unpardonable for Comfort to just commit such a mistake.
Corner kick, but goalkeeper Fauzia too. As we approach the hour mark of this game, WAFU under 20 Girls Cup maiden edition. Ghana, Naomi for Burkina. Success with the defensive duties for Ghana. Burkina Faso building from behind once again. Wasima before Mefie Nyame. Fatimata to Helen. And Helen has to be very, very cautious with her tackles. She has already been cautioned. Ghana can't afford to miss her in the grand finale if she should be sent off. Naomi Adeli Kabri. Free kick. Stella Nyamiche. Stella Nyamiche is shown the yellow card for this tackle. Stella finds her name not only on the score sheet, but also in the books of the referee. And that is the second booking for Ghana. And Stella is equally a very pivotal and important player for the Black Princesses. She has indeed led through inspiration and of course through the goals. Helen steals the ball off Cynthia Diana Cabri. Free kick to Ghana. Helen Alomenu. When the season ended in the Women's Premier League in Ghana, Helen had 8 goals for her team, who were debutants in the league this season. She had 8 goals. And this is another dead ball situation at a very good position for Stella Nyameche to be on target for Ghana. They need to extend their lead in order to have a very good cushion. But what would come out of this particular free kick? Stella, the captain, a coach as well, and a player less than 18 years. Already on 3 goals. She has scored in all games that she has played. And this time around, the deflection from Munifa to Helby denies Stella Nyameche the chance to get a goal from this dead ball situation. That was goal bound.
That was a goal bound and a good free kick from Stella Nyameche. That's what she knows how to do best. Corner kick for Ghana. Let's see how it goes.
Fatimata with Stella Nyameche exchanging few passes, and this header. Helen Alomenu on target. Fauzia Tugaves. 60 minutes. Ghana 2, Burkina Faso 1. And Stella from that corner kick. The header initially from Alima Tabellum, which fell on the feet of Helen Alomenu. And Fauziatu, who was well positioned, had no difficulties grabbing it this time around once, not with the second attempt.
What a good strike from the discovery of the year in the Ghana Women's Premier League, Helen Alomenu. And what an equally a good save from Fauziatu this time around.
Sarah Koulibaly to Helen Alomenu. Mefia Nyame. Mefia sent it back. And Stella Nyameche with this Hollywood pass. Comfort Uzu nearly extending the lead. But if you look at her level of intelligence for football, her IQ, of course, in football is exceptional. Look at the pass that she gave. Stella Nyameche sending the ball through Alimata and Latifatu. It had to take the intervention of Fauziatu to curb off that danger and deny Ghana getting their 3rd goal. Naomi of Burkina Faso. Basera steals the ball off her feet. Ghana, Comfort Owusu. Back to Success. And Success manages to find Helen, who initially was shrugged off but continued before finally getting the free kick. She initially had this tap on. Latifatu is protesting her innocence.
It's usual of players to go such way. I didn't do it. Meanwhile, when you go into the slow motion or whatever, you find them committing that kind of blunder. But Ghana has been slow in their build-up. They look a bit too slow for me. they are not attacking the ball. Even though they are surging forward, they have all the opportunities. They need to score more goals. If you want to relax in such matches, you need to put in much more goals to make sure you are okay. Then you can relax, and then you can have fresh leg coming in to support you in this time around.
This is a huge game that we have the coach of Ghana's Black Queens in attendance. And there you have lots of dignitaries, including Dr. Gifty Owari, the president and owner of Berry Ladies, one of the clubs that play in Ghana's Women's Premier League. Free kick, Stella Nyamiche goes for goal, missed narrowly. She's missed narrowly. Good corner kick. She scored from the similar position in Ghana's opener against Benin, and that was the third goal in that game. And that same spot could have equally given Ghana their third goal. Ghana have so far in this tournament played 2 games, thus making it 3 games inclusive. They scored 6 goals. Burkina Faso on the attack. Florentine, the lady who had the first goal, Florentine still with the ball, is finally taken off and thrashed off to safety by Fatimata Fuseni. Goal kick to Ghana, 65 minutes. Ghana 2, Burkina Faso 1. The scoreline still remains unchanged in the second half, despite playing over 15 minutes in the second half. Helen Alomenu for Ghana. Back to Murphy at Nyame. In Ghana's 2 games, they've scored 6. This makes it their 8th goal. Comfort Owusu to Murphy at Nyame. Murphy saved by Fauzia too. Ghana needs to have a very good cushion. But just to remind you that 6:30 there is another grand, of course, game that will be taking place involving the Falconets of Nigeria and their counterparts from Benin. That game is equally live on Max TV, and the time is 18:30 GMT.
Esther, Ghana needs to make sure they score the 3rd goal at least to cushion them. Either than that, they will be leaving dangerously because their defense is not that solid. It takes time for them to settle in because they are all pushing up forward to make sure they get that 3rd goal, but they should be watchful behind when they are surging forward.
A confirmation of the scoreline: Ghana 2, Burkina Faso 1 as we approach the 70th minute, and Latifa 2 of Burkina Faso is limping. Hopefully she would be able to continue because this is the semi-final of the competition. A win for either team would secure that team the slot in the grand finale. Nigeria and Benin are watching keenly with interest because a winner in that encounter would face a winner in this encounter as well in the grand finale precisely on the 3rd of June, live on Max TV as well. Free kick taken by Burkina Faso. Naomi Latifatu. Helen gives possession away to Naomi. Wasma reclaims for Ghana. No one in sight for the Black Princesses. Through in. Wasma heads. Success follows. Captain Stella Nyamiche, Sarah Kolibli. The attempt to find Comfort Owusu wasn't fruitful. The ball goes behind. Linda And two key players in the heart of midfield for Burkina Faso who have excelled in all their games, Munifatu Helbi and Linda, all of them have been passive in this game, but the coach has allowed them to continue play right from the first half, including over 20 minutes in the second half.
Good play from Ghanaians. They are still surging forward to secure that third goal to cushion them and see how they will manage the game. But as it stands, it's still Ghana surging forward to make sure they get the third goal.
Burkina Faso trying to be on the offensive, but Sarah Koulibaly manages to trash it up to safety. Florentine fails to get the ball. Success Lenda for Burkina Faso to Alimata. Ghana surging. Stella Nyameche. Stella back to Mefia Nyame. Balimata Bellem, the captain, recovers the possession back, manages to find Naomi Adeli Cabri. Florentine gets the ball for Burkina Faso. Afi. This is the first save that Afi has to make in the second half, and that came in the 70th minute. This tells you how very persistent the Black Princesses have been in their quest to extend their lead, and as such, rather sending all the pressure on the defense of Burkina Faso. Faiza Seydou and Ghana are yet to make any substitution up front. The players, Mefia Nyame, Faiza Seydou, Helena Lomenu, all of them still in action for the Black Princesses. So Ghana's up front is unchanged. The only substitution came on the right flank. And that 70 minutes referee blows for water break and such. This would be a huge opportunity for the two coaches to reiterate their tactics before the final 20 minutes of this game comes to an end.
Because this is the time Sawadogo Pascal will be telling her girls, you have made it, and then just a little edge. You need to push more, because the defense of Ghana is not that solid. They always want to defend deep, which is not helping the Burkinabes. They defend deep, and when the ball is being laid through, they have only a player in there to hold on to the ball for the others to come up, and which is not helping them. But for Ghana, they've been asking questions. They have gotten the chances. They have made so many incursions, but they are not being clinical. They are not making a good finish adding on to that. They are leaving dangerously, because should any mistake happen in the defense, it could be 2-2, and they need not to wait till that point. They need to go up at least by 3, and then you are relaxed to make sure you manage the game. 20 minutes left for them to see if they will be the first finalist of the WAFU Zone B Girls Cup.
The goal that was scored by Success for Ghana, and that is the lead that they have held on to right from the first half up until the 72nd minute of the game. Offside against Ghana. Free kick to Burkina Faso with just 80 minutes to end the game. Helen was the one who found herself in that offside track. Beautifully set by Burkina Faso. An inaugural tournament aimed at allowing girls under 20 years to exhibit and showcase to the global world what they are made up of in terms of their talent in football. And just as that could have been on target, but it wasn't, Stella Nyameche pouncing on that loose ball with the goalpost inside. Girls under 20 with the privilege of getting to let the world know what they are made up of. In the month of July, the boys tournament would equally take place. But until then, we would be having an inaugural winner of this prestigious tournament. And this will be a title that will be well cherished, well honored, well embraced, well celebrated by the team that wins it. Faiza Saidu for Ghana. Another save by Fauziatu. Helen smashed wide, goal kick. And Helen is yet to get a goal in this competition. Pfizer's first effort was saved before the follow-up ended up wide. Salamatu Wanda has been introduced by Burkina Faso. She played a vital role in their opening game against Togo. In their second game as well against Niger, she featured and even scored a goal. They have introduced her because the coach is throwing all his cards out. This is a must-win game, in as much as they might have another game for the third and fourth if they fail to score. Stella Nyameche with that strike. She stole the ball off the feet of Linda, who just stood there watching her on without making any attempt, and allowed Stella to come out with that strike. They were just fortunate that it wasn't on target. That could have given Ghana that good cushion. Ghana 2 after 75 minutes. Ghana 2, Burkina Faso 1. And Ghana are still holding on to the goals that they had from Stella Nyameche. And then Success Amia in the first half, after Florentine had given Burkina Faso the lead.
Ghana surging forward, and then this is how we see it has been a nice first half. Burkina Faso seems to be settled a bit, but they are not making any incursion up front. They rather defend, and when they get the ball passing, just one straight, and then they try to see what movements they can. But it's not really working on well. I don't know whether the changes that Pascal Sewadogo is making is just to throw more in fresh legs to make sure they see what they are able to do. But since then, Burkina Faso has been mere passenger. They haven't been of threat. Even though when the attack is dangerous, they are not making use of that kind of threat to threaten the Ghanaian defenders.
Latifatu. Ghana, most of their players looking a bit fatigued. Naomi Cabri getting the better of Success Amia. A referee, what is she indicating? Penalty to Burkina Faso. A decision that has indeed surprised the fans. Success was caught nabbing and failed to deal with Naomi Adele Cabri on the edge of the penalty area, and even a yellow card for Success in addition. What a dramatic end to this game. Just when Ghana thought that they had the game under control, Burkina Faso have gotten the privilege of seeking parity and Look at how things are unveiling. Alima Tabelem, the captain, she took their first penalty when they played against Benin, but missed it. Afi had to save the Black Princesses and ensure that Ghana do not give away their lead that they have protected with every fiber in them for the past almost 30 minutes. Alima Tabelem against Afi. What will be the turnout? Alimata against Afi. Alimata fails to score once again. So she misses 2 penalties. And look at how that save is well celebrated by the teammates of Afi. Alimata, she slipped after taking the penalty. But the important thing is that Afi had the direction right. She saves. And look at the fans who are so much delighted that Afi has indeed rescued the Black Princesses.
Esther, when you asked me, was there a contact? Yes, this is how it was. It was a contact. But clearly, Afi made sure she put Ghana into that safety, and then she has done a tremendous job by saving Ghana. Still Ghana leads, and then this is how the changes is been, because Helena is always also on a card that it looks, if it's not taken care, we might go down into the drain.
Ghana introduces Georgina Aisha, a player who plays for Popular Ladies as well. Belem Alimata, the captain of Burkina Faso, would indeed curse her stars if they fail to make it to the finals. She missed when they played against Benin. When they played against Togo, she missed her penalty. But she managed to find a means of making amends when she scored during the dying embers of that game. And look at the timing that they had in the penalty, the 77th minute. Stella Nyamiche, Georgina Fauziatu, the master sweeper, comes out of her lines, and Ghana advantage is played. Free kick to Ghana as we approach the 81st minute. Stella Nyamiche, she wanted to ensure that the ball was right in front of Georgina Aisha, but that was nullified from that very swift response from Fauziatu. Mohammed takes, Fauziatu punches away. Mohammed gets the ball back. Stella Nyamiche with good turn. Good interception from Latifatu. And Naomi Adeli Kabri, the lady who won the penalty for Burkina Faso. The narrative is so much interesting that you find how it turns out to be very surprising. In the game against Togo, it was Naomi Adeli Kabri who won that penalty for Burkina Faso, only for Alima Tabelem to miss it. And in this same trajectory, she wins another penalty, and Alima Tabelem once again misses.
This is how Ghana should be attacking. Ghana is really on the nerves. They are trying to manage the game to victory, but here is the case. They are still missing chances. They need to be worried because referee is not on their side, and they need to be disciplined on the field of play as well, because decisions made is sometimes questionable. But hey, this is how the game goes. They need to be tactically disciplined at this very moment of the time. 82 minutes, they need to set forward make sure to cushion them, get the third goal, and then they can relax for the rest of the entire minute.
Ghana with a chance to extend, and they do. Ghana 3, Burkina Faso 1. Faiza Saidu finally on the score sheet as well in this tournament. And she celebrates. The Northern Ladies winger extends Ghana's lead, makes it 3-1, and the fans are ecstatic. She was well placed, had her first control right before, and showing that she had a better side of Fauziatu, who couldn't find answers this time around, as she was indeed just placed aside. So Ghana 3, Burkina Faso 1. Faiza Saidu finally on target.
Mefia Nyame placing that equally an intelligent pass for Faizia to slot in that third goal. At least now they'll be pushing and then relax to play their normal games, as there is no pressure on them.
Ghana with a chance to make it 4-1 for Ziatu. Alima Tabelem. And if you look at how the Falconets of Nigeria are watching this game with interest, as well as Benin on the other hand. For Benin, they have played with Ghana in Group A, and Ghana beat them by 3-0. And so am I certain that Ghana, after this game, might sit and ensure that they watch this game as well with keen interest, as they await the team that they would square it off in the grand finale precisely on the 3rd of June here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Mefia Nyame. So after the introduction of Georgina Aisha, it means that Mefia Nyame has dropped to be in the heart of midfield, supporting Success Amia and the Wasma Muhammad, and those up front doing the job for Ghana are the likes of Faiza Saidu, who had the 3rd important goal for the team, and then Stella Nyameche. Throw-in taken swiftly by Ghana. Mefia Nyame to Comfort Yeboah. Florentine gets the ball after Comfort Yeboah slipped. Burkina Faso with a chance. But the decision this time around has favored the Black Princesses of Ghana.
Was a push on the defender Success Amia, so the referee was in a good position to notice that, call for a good foul for Ghanaians. They are relaxed now. But Afi is just relaxed, poised, and then was good goalkeeping from her. From that penalty that she saved, it has given her that kind of confidence from behind, and she's just trying to communicate and trying to just organize her defense well, not to have that kind of uncompleted passes and then that kind of miscommunication at the back. She is a pivot for Ghana at the goal post.
Goal kick. Afi takes her time before taking the kick for Ghana. Mefia Nyame, Georgina Aisha for Ghana Black Princesses. Corner kick. That ball situation to Ghana's advantage. And that is this. After Georgina in that tangle with Latifatu had that corner kick. And Ghana would take their time to take this corner kick with 3 minutes to end the first semi-final of this tournament. And then the disastrous player Stella Nyameche floats it in, a header from Comfort Owusu. After that delivery, Wasma Mohammed was also interested, but because she couldn't communicate well with Camford, the header from Camford wasn't on target. Goal kick quickly taken. F2-1 was a difficult task for Burkina Faso to respond. 3-1 would be the extreme. Stella Nyameche, Diana Cynthia Kabori wins this free kick for Burkina Faso. Substitutions about to be made by Burkina Faso, and this substitution will see the introduction of another key player, of course, for Burkina. Andrea comes in for Burkina Faso with the last 2 minutes to end the game. And so it's Faiza Saidu waiting patiently to be allowed back into the game. And look at a sprint from Camford Owusu. With just a minute on the clock. Ghana 3, Burkina Faso 1. Mary Amponsan of Ampem Dakwa Ladies gets the final minute of this game. And that is substitution by Ghana's Black Princesses. The first touch from Mary Amponsan. Camford Owusu, Camford Yeboah wins the throw-in for Ghana. And Camford Yeboah is taken all the time. Mefia Nyame, Ghana, Fauziatu gathers.
That is a good managing for the Ghanaian team. Miriam Ponsa has come in for Faiza Saidu. Latter part had a bit of the ball, and then this is how Ghana makes it through the semi-finals. It's Ghana defending and is placed to safety. Ghana defending is placed to safety. Faiza clearing the lines and then making sure they defend gallantly as they are making their way or the final hurdles into being the first finalist of the WAFU Zone B Girls Under-20 Cup.
Burkina Faso Naomi Adele offside. 4 minutes of additional time. Ghana in a comfortable lead. And Munifatu Helbi, she couldn't realize very early that Naomi was in an offside position. We are left with just 3 minutes to end the game. And Ghana are on the verge of becoming the first finalist in this tournament. And that means that their campaign, their mission, their target prior to the commencement of this tournament, just as their coach indicated to Steve Bazigi, that this is a huge tournament, a maiden one. All teams participating are eager. Munifatu shrugged off Stella Nyameche, the captain of the Black Princesses. She's been offended too, but these fans are in an explosive joy, enjoying themselves here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. A huge game it has been, of course. A very challenging one. And this is a game that Ghana's Black Princesses had to trail and fight from behind before finally getting 3 goals. Fatimata Husseini to Wasma Mohammed. Mefia Nyame. Throw in. And it has rather been given in favor of Burkina Faso. At 6:30 p.m. on Max TV, another live game, another semi-final, the second for the day. Nigeria versus Benin. Free kick to Ghana with just 20 seconds to end the game. Stella Nyameche. We need Fatu Halbi for Burkina. Fatimata Husseini to Wasima Mohammed. Kamfodo Wusu. Salamatu with her first touch since she was introduced. Wasima for Ghana. Stella Nyameche to Georgina. Georgina finds Mary Amponsa. But the flag was already up against Mary Amponsa. If she's played as a lone striker up front, Mary Amponsa is always the best belt for Ghana. She really knows how to press on and pressure her opponents. Mefia Nyame from the attacking position to the midfield role. But it's all over here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium for the first semi-final. Ghana are through to the inaugural edition of this women's tournament being organized in Ghana by WAFU. Afi with the important save after Belem Alimata had to take the penalty that could have restored parity for them in this game. Fauzia too was very good on the day, but because the Black Princesses were exceptional, they have secured their slot to be in the grand finale of the WAFU Zone B U-20 Girls Cup. Success Ameye, Stella Nyameche and Pfizer Seidu in the 13th, 29th minute and the 82nd minute. Ghana wins 3-1 to secure their final berth. It's Ghana 3, Burkina Faso 1 at the end of 90 minutes.
Hey, catch it. I don't want anything to go wrong on my baby's day. Yeah, in fact, what's
Hey, subhanallah. If it hey, I'm already wearing a pad. Can I relax? No, my day is ruined, you guys. You don't understand.
Take this.
Everyone is talking about it. It has a super soft cotton feel.
I've lived in need, but not you, my daughter. This is Reflow sanitary pads. They are heavy pads, have 4 wings to prevent leakages.
Once the Reflow Senkai, it's up to 10 hours of absorbency. The diapers are what JJ uses.
And no one am a debua uniano manu na a strong cry. See,
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. As an international journalist and actor, my health is my priority. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar in terms of my health. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Sister, please, let him talk to you. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chesena me ankasa me period na say problem suwum. Ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chesena nya asem ketewa. Na me coin point no mo hwe me modam no mo hwe bibia na so mo meduro me faaye no ene ma won kura me nu foforo kwa na me kwan mu a eba. Ti ani je dia ba fie pa.
You heard everything yourself.
Me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante. And then call end point. Omama nura and then why dear what me sorry anante.
That's end point for you. Of Acrobato. Hello. Hey, Oshisho what chair? Okay. A free bra with the end point what dance. I'm a choir no.
me Jones sama na enkoyie empeso na ma yemre nyina na magina sabema na me be fie for there e ho de nyina jaresa.
You heard everything. I have secret. M-Punch is my secret. M-Punch homeopathy clinic. I'm free.
Afei na twere ensem a ese moni dua na ba mfa na haban ensa yale na abamu. Dr. Tam da so ama oyalefo bia nya enida so se ne yale befire ne so. Wo ebra wode nani akyerem wo medimafo heba clinic. Oyalefo ba ho na ohye na ebra empa ho. Gise de wawuo ana wasie no nko na ontumi. Abubuafo enante anifrafo esna panie. Stroke, diabetes, pressure ne yale enkan ne nyina aye entetia case. Wasiesie na yale sabia ho kama. Doctor se fakakra bi beje wayalesa wo Kumase abuakwa ago. Oyalefo bia kaise udimafo ye medimafo heba clinic. Dr. Time daso.
Gainike yɛde nkyia soronko free Iona Pharmacy mamunyina. Yɛde Gainike syrup aba. Gainike ɛboa eyi afichikro emu haw ahodoɔ te sɛ afichikro a ɛma yie deɛ ɛtutusi basabasa ɛne afichikro mu yaw ahodoɔ no nyinaa efiri hɔ koraa. Gainike boa ɛma atenka akɔfam no san pagya ne mu yie paa. Gainike boa yɛma menomu a wanya menopause. Ɛho haw ahodoɔ te sɛ ohonam a ɛhyehyew na ɛyerayera wo no abufuo atete ɛne de atete saa no nyinaa. Gainike brena se kra adurei enkoda a oni mfie edumienu entumi mfabi ubenya bi ɛwɔ pharmacy license chemical shop ana herbal shop a ɛbɛn mu pendodo atu a frɛ Iona Pharmacy. Gainike ɛbɛyɛ wo de FDA ahwehwɛ adwadie nkratoe mu agye atum sɛ ɛyɛ.
Sorry anopa enam se me de nafa lady clean esiesie me hunti no eni chi a me de sorry efrim pam eya sonko adwuma mu nso me to make come me ho eya adwuma yie se ne ese enam se me de nafa lady clean eni esiesie me ho so me po adwuma Kika or the befie edem. Me stretch your cra, and nam some the Nafa Lady Clean, and the me home. Nafa Lady Clean, a feminine hygiene washer, a poor SSC or bar, what he fee, or mra won't think carboni beer. Nafa Lady Clean. Feel confident with Nafa Lady. This advert has been vetted and
It's all over here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Joy, victory. Ghana booked their first their slots in the finals of the WAFU B Under-20 Girls Cup. This is how they wrap up. They haven't been too convincing, but yet they managed to get all the vital points of the qualification. I have here the CEO, Evelyn Insiasari, to delve into the final match, how she saw the girls on the pitch. Ma'am, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
As Joy, I know sometimes the play doesn't matter. It's the qualification that is needed. Your impression about the ladies today?
Well, I am happy. Honestly, I am happy because when it is that you are organizing something at your home grounds and then you don't leave to see the final match, it is so disheartening. I think it happened to us in 2018 when we organized the African Cup of Nations, the senior side, for the first time, but we didn't even live to see the semi-finals. So I am happy that for the first time, this competition is being organized and Ghana has booked their tickets to the finals. I am so happy. They did well. In fact, when they started, I told somebody that it is Burkina Faso that I fear most, because we know that Nigeria, they have always been our wives. So I believe that Nigeria wasn't a team that I was expecting to beat Ghana. So my instincts came to pass when they scored first. But lo and behold, the changes that our able coaches, Nana Dakwa and Yusuf Basigi, did has also paid to us. So I am happy. I am happy.
Okay, everyone is happy here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. If you do all the work and at the end of the day you don't see your country making it to the finals, it's that disappointing. This time around, our madam here is all overjoyed, and then this is how we'll be wrapping up today. The next match will be Nigeria taking on Benin in the second semi-finals. But as you know, from us all at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, Ghana has made it to the maiden edition of the WAFU Zone B, and they have qualified. We will see you in the next minutes, and then we'll be here to delve into tomorrow, the evening match, which is Nigeria will be taking on Benin. Bye.